show, everyone. I am so excited. I can't even believe it's almost Halloween. We're live on Facebook, so I do want to say hi to everybody out there. Like us and follow us. We'll share the show later on. My first guest is Doc. He's the owner of Hypnotic One. Doc has been coming on my show for over 16 years, and he is the longest running one. And Doc, you have helped so many people. Our listeners, the people that come in here, end up being your clients. You've also been doing this for 39, almost 40 years all over the world. You are the owner of Hypnotic One. Obviously, we kind of know what you do, but tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what makes you so different.
Well, I'm a certified clinical hypnotherapist. Otherwise, I can help you break them habits that you want to get rid of. They're outdated or just don't want them anymore, like smoking, drugs, whatever it may be. Everybody knows how to quit smoking. They throw them away, they don't buy them, but it doesn't happen that easy. Because two parts of your mind, the conscious mind, that's the analytical, calculating part of your mind, that's what we are aware of. And the other part of your mind, the 90% of your mind is like a 4-year-old. It does not think, it's emotional. That's where all your addictions are formed and maintained. And you don't talk to a 4-year-old the same way you do an adult. So you can tell yourself that, I need to quit, I have to quit, I should quit, but I'll do it tomorrow. Or I'll do it first of the week. Now it's getting about New Year's time coming up in a few months. I'll do it at New Year's. And it just never happens. We procrastinate. And really, every human being is a little bit lazy.
Really?
We only do what we have to do, and then some do what they need to do, and then there's others that see something they need to change and get help for it. Because if you don't know how to do something, you're going to fail at it. You're going to do the trial and error. So 2 reasons people fail at anything. It doesn't matter what it is. First, you don't know how to do it. Second, you don't want it bad enough. If you want something bad enough, you'll find the how. And
Absolutely.
That's me.
That is for sure. Now, I'm going to talk about Doc, first of all, a little bit here. Number one, he will not let you fail. You are there for them. Once you have Doc, you have him for your life. And that's another thing that you do
I
that's
give you a
different.
lifetime warranty. Otherwise,
Who does that?
Tell me a doctor or a therapist or anybody that gives you a lifetime warranty that, hey, if something happens 4, 5, 6 years later or 6 months later, will they take you back for free? No, but I do. And even my associates say, how can you afford that? I says, because my program works. I built my program from the ground floor up. I didn't take somebody else's like everybody else does and move the words around and do something. No, I don't do that. I don't even take the drug away from the person or the smokes or alcohol away from the person. All of a sudden they don't want it. And that's what real therapy is. Therapy should not have to be a drudgery. It shouldn't have to be difficult. We make it fun.
Absolutely. And let me just tell you something. He has a 98% success rate. These are custom programs to meet your needs. You're going to come in there, and you've said it so many times. Carol, I've had, many people who are smokers. You have a different program for each one of them because
everybody's different. Everybody started for maybe the same reason. They wanted to look cool, but that was 20 years ago, 30 years ago. And now they've got a different reason why they're going to get rid of it. But we have to custom build a program for that person. We'll start you out with a regular program and a couple CDs you take home, you listen to it. Now we got some downloadables. But the thing is when you're at home, I tell you that first week, keep smoking or keep drinking or whatever it is, and all of a sudden you just don't want it any longer. So when you come in for that first session, it's anywhere from 60 minutes to 120 minutes, and we get you turned around. And then you come back a few days later and we do it again. And all of a sudden, within about a week or so, you're turned loose, and all of a sudden, you're successful. Now, I don't just do you for a week or two, but most people will see the dynamic changes in that first week.
Now, this is something that you do in your sleep. So this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Let's explain to them what you do.
When people say that they're really busy and everything else, I don't have time to come in all the time. Well, you're going to come in and see me once or twice a week. That's up to you. And we're going to spend the first time, like I say, an hour to 2 hours together. And after that, it's 50 to 70 minutes. But you've got a CD or you've got a program that's recorded that you're going to listen to while you go to sleep. So when you're sleeping, your conscious mind goes to sleep, and your subconscious mind, the little 4-year-old that wants to smoke, well, that one never sleeps. So it's not being interrupted by the conscious mind, because if I say to the conscious mind that you're a non-smoker, you're going to say, no, I'm not, and everything else won't work. So we do it under hypnosis. Hypnosis is a great thing, and everybody goes through it. And one neat thing about every one of my programs is you get better sleep. And everybody, you know what, needs some better sleep. Otherwise, when I ask people, are you getting good sleep? They'll say yes, but I'll ask them, do you wake up feeling refreshed and ready to go? They say, well, no, because it's been so long. Because they got so much inflammation going on. They got so many things going on in their life. We slow that mind down so you can enjoy a deep, restful, recuperative sleep.
His number 602-547-0446. Call him and leave a message, and he will tell you exactly how he can help you. Now, maybe it's you. Maybe it's someone that you know. You know, you've worked with children.
Yep.
On up to adults. It doesn't, and way adults, older folks as well, because it doesn't matter what you're dealing with. And there's kids out there that are crying for help. I mean, even you've got bedwetters out there, you've got nail biters out there, you've got all sorts of things. And hypnosis works. And a lot of people, I think, they're just like, they're not aware of it. They don't understand what real, true hypnosis is.
Well, the thing is, I just don't read off of paper and give you motivational affirmations and things like that. The hypnosis, what it helps me is, under hypnosis, you have 100% total recall memory. You can tell me what it's like being born. So the thing is we use that so we can go back and find the underlying problem of why you want to do the drugs, or why you want to smoke, or why you're shy, or why that you're angry, and we find that out.
That phone number again is 602-547-0446. Check them out. It's Hypnotic, #1.com.
And that's a big thing. I touched on anger, and we have a lot of people, especially kids, are angry. I mean, they're rebellious and everything else. Find out why. You don't want to put them on all these different medications because they aren't needing it. They need to change their thought. The thing sitting on top of their shoulders is an electrochemical organic computer. It has a virus in it. And we find that virus, we get rid of it, so all of a sudden now the child or the adult starts acting normal.
Well, here's the thing. Change is good, folks. We've said this many, many times. But also, if you want to walk on water, you got to get out of the boat. So you got to give them a phone call and what? Go ahead.
And if you want to change, every time you've ever been successful, right before that you had to change. So why does people fear change? Because it takes them out of their comfort zone. And so, you know what, make it exciting. And that's what I want to do when you come in my office and I work with you. I want you to get excited about the changes in your life.
You're going to be excited because everybody I know that works with him becomes excited. And they're absolutely thrilled. There's so many people out there that have been dealing with addictions or whatever it is for a very long time. I've had many of the people that have called me and thanked me, and we've seen it here, especially how about the people that are hooked on drugs, hard drugs that you help. We're going to go to a break, Doc. When we come back, we're going to talk further. And let me tell you something, folks. The holidays are around the corner. Give yourself or someone that you know the gift of change, and change is good. That phone number to call again is 602-547-0446. Call him, leave a message. You can talk to him about whoever it is, you or whoever it is, and he'll tell you how we can help you. Again, 602-547-0446.
I like that, the gift of change.
I like that too. So we're still live in this room right now, so we're going to keep on talking because we are live. This is a 30-minute one. It's a little different, but that's what 15 looks like to you, okay? Just so that you know. Doc, yeah, the gift of change, you know.
Mike, if you had one thing in your life that you'd like to get rid of, one habit, what would it be?
Do you have habits?
Everybody does.
No?
So you're perfect on that. If you had a new habit that you would want to have in your life, what would that be?
I don't know. I don't drink, I don't smoke.
Okay.
Are you motivated? Do you feel good? Are you health conscious?
Yeah, I am.
Do you
Yes.
eat organic food?
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty
So
much.
and all the rest of the food, who cares?
Yeah, pretty much, you know. Go to
Well,
the
some
gym
people
every
have
morning,
different
you know, on the way to
different
work.
ones that they don't
Do you
consider.
change your gym? Because I used to run gyms.
Mhm.
Do you change your routine up every couple weeks?
Yes, I
Good
do.
man.
I certainly do.
I want to say this too. When you talk about that, you just asked somebody that said, "I don't really have any habits." But you know, the funny thing is that maybe people have been doing it for so long they don't even realize
That's it.
that that's a
Everybody's got a
habit
habit.
because
Your-
most people do.
Your
It
whole
could
day
be,
is a list of habits.
you know, right? Well, your whole life. Every minute you wake up, the minute you do what you do, it's a routine. It's a habit.
Your hands, right now. You've got them interlaced? Interlace them, please. Now, move them over and interlace them one finger different.
Like this.
How does that feel?
Is it feel
Different.
uncomfortable? Yes,
It feels
it
different.
does.
It
Right.
feels odd.
Right.
Every time you put your hands together, it'll be the other way.
Sure.
Is there any real difference? No.
No,
But it is to this.
I see.
So, you know,
Yeah.
you get up at 6 o'clock every morning. Well, maybe get up at 5 and you don't miss any sleep because you're getting better sleep
Sure.
and you wake up feeling refreshed.
But the
And see, that's
funny
the
thing
thing.
is people that when you change anything, you know, we have paradigms. Paradigm is what you
Yeah.
have, and it's hard to change them.
Mhm.
And people put on their pants the way that they were
Which-
taught when they were younger.
which foot?
It's not something that you taught yourself. Okay, well, I'm going to do this left one first. It was somebody was putting them on for you, and you saw them do it, and so that's how you do
So
it.
we the right leg first and.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I always
Doc,
put my left under
we're on.
and then I put my right sock on first.
Oh,
Left hand leg, right sock. What is this?
why is that? Mhm.
Does it matter? Yeah.
Oh,
But if there's something wrong, then we find out the underlying problem, get rid of that, and it goes away.
Sure.
I'm going to talk about that, about people not knowing that they have a habit. I'm ready.
He's winded. We're ready to go in here.
So welcome back, everyone. We're talking with Doc, and he's the owner of Hypnotic One. Now, I know a lot of people might have even heard you many, many times on this show, and a lot of people, we talked about procrastination earlier.
Oh, everybody's a procrastinator. We're all a
gosh.
little bit lazy. We take the shortcuts. We'll do it tomorrow. You know what? It's just, I ask people when they come to my office, you know, if I wrote you out a check for 10 cents, would you run across, you got to be over to the bank in about 2 minutes. Would you do it? And they go, no. I said, how about if I motivate that up to $10,000? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, all I could see is the back of you running across the street. So most people really don't know how to motivate themselves. They're going to try something, and if you ever try something, you're going to work at it so hard, and if it's any harder than that, you're going to quit and give up. Well, if you hadn't quit and give up, you'd have probably been successful maybe a day after that. So the thing is, you never know. That's why I don't let people fail, because I
just gonna
keep
ask
them
you that.
motivated. I'm their coach and their trainer and their teammate. I know what it takes to get them to the next level. Just like the professional golfer that comes to me. Now you'd think, he's better than I am at golfing, but I know the mind. He might have a golf pro showing him how to do the swing and everything else, but I work with his mind.
You know what it's called? Focus.
And that's it. People lose their focus. Even pickleball. I had a guy come to me and says, get me focused on my pickleball. Somebody walks by and my mind goes over and I can't keep focused.
A lady
Pool
in a
shooters,
short
same
skirt.
thing. Yeah, everything. Can people stay focused? And that's a thing. It's hard for a lot of people to stay focused because remember, practice does not make perfect. Practice makes permanent. So every time you do something, it becomes easier to do that the next time. Right or wrong or indifferent, you get into a habit of doing that way. And here comes Doc over here, and we get you out of the habit so that you can be healthier, wealthier, and happier.
That number to call him is 602-547-0446. Check him out. It's Hypnotic, the number 1.com. I want to just talk about this. I know you want to talk, but I have a question to ask you. We were talking at the break about habits and how, you know, you asked somebody in here, do you have one thing that you would want to change? And sometimes there's somebody out there that says, well, no, I really don't have any habits, but everybody does.
Yeah, you got a list of habits. if you're really tired at the end of the day and you really didn't do anything physical, you was just thinking, that's because you was being fatigued by thinking. People don't really want to think. And the thing is they got out of their habit or the routine of doing something, and they had to start thinking of what to do next. It's like if you got in my car, it would take you more time to get it started and drive out the driveway because it's different. But in your car, you can be talking to a person, you can turn the radio on, you can do all kinds of things at the same time. You can multitask because it's in the subconscious mind. All your bad habits and good habits, where the conditioned response is in the subconscious mind, and you don't talk to that like you do your conscious mind.
So let's talk about the gift of change for a minute, because that's
Gift
what we
of
were
change, I
Would you
like
love
that.
I love it. And what I want to talk about this, because there are a lot of people out there that maybe it isn't you, and it's your child or your grandson or your whoever it is that might be dealing with something. You have dealt with people who, let's say, are addicted like we had that one woman that was smoking 40 packs, how many packs? Like 4 or 5 packs of cigarettes for 40 years. She was a client, and she was sitting here listening to Doc, and she leans over to me afterwards and goes, I gotta have his card. And you know what? She called me crying because she was so happy that she now doesn't smoke. And how long did that take? I don't know, a couple
on the
weeks.
first session.
Yeah,
I tell you
unbelievable.
what, she was smoking 2 packs a day for years and years, and I says, okay, here's your book, read through it. It takes about 20 minutes. Underline some things, write in some things for me, and listen to the CD. And when you come in next week, I says, please don't try to quit smoking. Don't try, because if you do, you'll have a withdrawal symptom. And if you follow my program, there is no withdrawal symptom from smoking, from alcohol, anything. You won't have a major withdrawal symptom. Even hard drugs, heroin, you won't have a major withdrawal. You might feel odd or weird or different, but we have your mind focused on what you do want instead of what you're throwing away. And the thing is I told her keep smoking, and when she come in, I says, how many cigarettes do you have today? She says, I didn't have any. I says, why not? I told you keep smoking. She said, well, they taste so nasty. I says, now you're actually tasting how they've tasted for 40 years.
Isn't it amazing? Number to call him is 602-547-0446. I also want to talk about this, folks, because first of all, the amount of money it costs to buy cigarettes today, I mean, gosh.
People are spending anywhere from $4,000 to $5,000 to $6,000 a year
Amazing.
on just the smokes. Plus, their insurance is almost 50% higher if you can get it. And the thing is, you're sick more often. And also, who wants to be around a smoker?
Let's talk about people who are heavily addicted to drugs. And I'm not just talking light stuff. I want to talk about
Heroin.
crack and heroin.
Yeah, heroin is the one, and fentanyl and all this. I'm not going to get into everything right now, but I don't take it away from you. You don't have to worry about that dreaded withdrawal. Maybe you've had it before, because one of the clients come in with me, and he had been through 6 different programs, 30 days each, and he only stayed free of it for 4 or 5 days each time he got out, and each time it lasted a little shorter, and each time it was worse and worse. That's been about 5 or 6 years ago. He hasn't used heroin since, because I worked with him on his business and some other things. Because he didn't pay me to do his business, but I really like people so much that when they break free, they need to be focused on something.
And by the way, when you change something about your life, the thing is that you want to change more, because you just are so excited about the different you.
Oh, that's it. That's it.
That's
it's
a
just
great
like
one,
being
right.
reborn again, because now you've got a chance to do all the things that you wasn't doing before. Most people on drugs never want to look in the future because they don't like what they see.
So I just changed this a little bit. I just wrote it down. That's how I
What
am in
is it?
here. I said, you're going to be so excited to be a different you.
Yeah, be the you that you really want to be. Pick out a mentor, somebody you really look up to, and why can't you be just like them? You can. If you do the same thing they do, you will be just like them. And thing is healthier, wealthier, and happier. We're all looking for that. And we're all looking to take control of our life instead of being controlled by the people, places, things of the past.
And there's almost anything that you can help. I mean, if you're in business and you want to be more focused, he's great to have help you with that. If you want to make more money, he's there to help with that. If you're in sports, he can help you with that. Let me talk about kids today for a second, because the more and more you listen to the news, the more and more you hear, this 17-year-old did blah, blah, blah. This girl of in high school did whatever. You're hearing it more and more. Younger and younger. The kids are crying out for help. That's why they're doing what they're doing. They're all crying up. It's terrible out there. And how can you help some of these kids that are crying out for such help?
Because when I hypnotize them, there's a way I do post a regression on them so that they go back to a time and period in their life. They automatically tell me exactly, because they're right there in their mind, they tell me exactly what happened. Why they feel out of control, because when teenagers or kids feel out of control, they get angry and they get aggressive because they need to take control of the situation. They feel out of control, so they get angry and they get nasty.
Well, let me tell you something, folks. If you're looking to help them, he's the person to call. It's 602-547-0446. If anyone has never tried this, let me just tell you something.
And if
It's
they
awesome.
haven't tried mine, because I'm different from every
Absolutely.
hypnotist out there, I haven't run across another. In fact, I have hypnotists coming to me and asking me to hypnotize them and show them how I do it so that they'd be more. And I do.
I have to talk about real quick. I don't know if we have any time, but remember we have doctors that listen to the show and
Yeah.
stuff like that. We had a guy that was working at I think it was the Mayo Clinic,
Oh.
and he calls up. He goes, "Listen, I got to have that doc's number because I want him to help me with my patients."
Yeah, because he had patients that was depressed and he couldn't get them out of depression. And depression is a lot of times the underlying reason for addictions. If you don't get the person out of depression, they'll go back to that addiction. So we have to look at the whole gambit of that addiction. What is it that keeps that person going on? They know it's not good for them, but they have excuses, oh, I'm in pain, or whatever it is, and they keep moving forward. They're just hoping to have it go away, and it doesn't on their own.
Call him and leave a message. His phone number call is 602-547-0446.
If you're a first responder, call me this week, and you will get a 50% off.
Again, that number to call is 602-547-0446. Give yourself, or anyone that you know, the gift of change. Again, it's 602-547-0446. It's hypnotic, the number 1.com.